Hey, this is Vshetty, and I'd like to put into practice what was discussed with Suhas Talwar, my mentor and coach. So, what did we speak today? We spoke about, we've already discussed in the past, event, meaning, and is event plus meaning is equal to experience. Now, this event could be something that's happening at the moment in the present, in the past, or in the future. And we actually have an opportunity to go and change, go and control, decide what meaning we want to attach to the event and consequently the experience that we feel. So let's talk about a future event. I want to create a video in the future. So what is the meaning I attach to that, and what's the experience that I will have as the result of that? So I can kind of control that. I can use the way I want it, rather than a randomness, rather than circumstances controlling it. So that's a very important learning, and I'd like to put it into practice. So event, meaning is equal to experience. Control the meaning, control the experience, and that's how you go, even for future events, even for the present events. All right, so that's great. Another point that he spoke of was structure. While I was harping on, basically focusing on the activity, he spoke about having a structure and adhering to it. For example, I have a plan, I have a schedule, and if it says 9 to 9:30 I make my phone calls. Now 9 to 9:30 I sit down, even if the action doesn't happen. I mean, I was obsessed with action, but he says first step is to sit down and act in terms of say, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing, and pursue that process and do that again and again and again. Be very deliberate about it. And by being deliberate about it, eventually, maybe it'll take a few days, 10 days, 15 days, or whatnot, but then eventually that becomes part of your life, becomes a natural activity for you. And that's where I want to go. It becomes a habit. One doesn't have to think about it. Should I do? Should I not do? What will happen? You just get on with it. So that's the key aspect of it, the key benefit of having structure. We then spoke of memory. My challenge that I often face is I have a great conversation, I read a lovely article, and I say, oh shit, I remember nothing. So that whole activity in my mind used to have zero value, or a very, very, what do you call that? I couldn't really maximize the benefit of it. It felt awful. The example that I often used was pouring water on a smooth rock. Of course, it gets wet, but does it really absorb like a sponge? No, it doesn't. The water just flows off it, and that's the that's the perception. That's the meaning. That's the experience that I often attach to any event, or rather, that's the meaning I attached, and eventually my experience became that. So he said, hold on, let's structure this, have a set of questions as to what this conversation is. Have your pen and paper, make notes, and then spend about 10-15 minutes, revise what you learned, put it, structure it, and immediately take action on the actionable steps. So as soon as you take action, that the whole idea becomes gets deep into your mind. And the two benefits, of course, you've taken immediate action, and then immediately the whole thing is gone into your mind. So memory is strengthened. A second point that besides structure, he speaks of repetition. So when you've taken a repetitive action, it's become part of your life, and then it's quite natural, it's effortless. So memory can be approached in these two wonderful ways of having a structure and repetitive action. Great. What else? He spoke of a lovely structure, my job search, to make an Excel sheet that such that I can review in a very nice way: serial number, date, company, role, location, email ID to contact, with the recruiter details and stuff like that, and remarks and next steps, follow-up activities. So this way I will know exactly how I've done, which companies have I pursued, which locations and all that. So it's a good tracker, and this gives me structure, and I don't need to go into my emails and apps and whatnot. It's all out there, and this is to be followed immediately as soon as I make an application. Fill up your what do you call that? Excel. Great idea. What else? We're talking about I keep talking about preparation before an interview, before making a video, before an event. So he beautifully said, every moment is a preparation. The way you use your voice in normal conversations, the way you use your body language, the way you structure your conversations, language, everything. It's not only when the video is on that is it's important, and it's practice. It's all the time. So that's that. Great, fantastic. What else? Being specific. Now, be structured. Being specific helps you get a lot of things done faster and makes you much more effective. And that's that. Let me see if I've missed anything. I think I've okay. Being deliberate in every activity. So like I use the word deliberate sleep, so deliberate exercise, deliberate really sitting to make my phone calls and my emails. So that when you're deliberate, then eventually it becomes second nature, it becomes natural, becomes effortless. So those are the learnings that I had. Fantastic. All right.